Brandon Stanton. I run the site Humans of New York, and what I do all day is I walk around New York City and I find interesting people. I stop them on the street and I photograph them, and then I ask them questions about their lives. And every night I tell about 5 or 6 of these stories.
Brandon Stanton has stumbled upon a very interesting career path. About 3 years ago, Brandon began documenting different cities that he would travel to. When he got to New York, he began to call this collection of photographs Humans of New York. Every day, Brandon walks up to countless number of New Yorkers and asks for their photograph. Not only this, but Brandon will also sit down and talk to these strangers about their lives.
For the last 3 years, Brandon Stanton has been pounding the New York City pavement in search of the perfect stranger.
Hey, how are you guys?
My goal is, in a very short amount of time, using just a few amount of questions, to find out something about that person, something personal.
Brandon asks questions like, what is your greatest fear? Or at what point in your life did you feel the most happy? And what was that like? As he continues to talk, these strangers will share very deep and personal stories or beliefs with Stanton.
What surprised you about Molly as you've gotten to know her better? So why are you in a bad mood? Do you remember the saddest moment of your life? What is your greatest struggle right now? What would you say about your perception in particular has changed the most from the age of 21?
Saddest moment of my life when my father left. Him and my mom were never married. She was the other woman.
People have shared things like, I'm afraid if I do not choose a path soon, life will choose one for me. Or sometimes I hate my name because it draws attention to me and I'm not a very social person. Or even things like, my ex-husband left me on the same day that my sister was killed. That day began a 12-year spiritual journey for me. What is it about Brandon that makes people feel so trusting and comfortable towards him? I interviewed several students here at Indiana University to see what their thoughts were on Brandon's interesting profession.
Hi, I'm Sydney Shulkit. I think the Humans of New York thing is super interesting because, you know, you walk down a street in New York and there are hundreds of people and you forget them in an instant. But with this, you never know the people that you're gonna meet and you never, know their stories. And so this one guy really shows that there's so many different kinds of people and like their different personalities and different stories. Like it's just so interesting to see just random people down the street and seeing how like real their lives are. I think it's a really cool idea.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Coley. I'm a junior at Indiana University. I like the way that Brandon just finds such a deep interest in people and like how he really just, the people he talks to, he's just so genuinely interested in their lives. And I think it is really just disarming to the people he talks to because it makes them just feel like important and it makes them feel like he really wants to be talking to them and he wants to know them as a person and not just as like a face in New York.
Telling you these deeply personal issues in their life?
Isn't that amazing? The fact that people are so willing to disclose shows you how much we avoid talking about these very serious issues in our everyday lives.
Humans of New York has turned into 2 best-selling books of photographs and captions and has another book coming out this fall. Millions of people follow Brandon on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all kinds of social media to keep up with the cool and interesting people he talks to. If you haven't had the chance, look up Humans of New York on Facebook and spend some time really learning and experiencing these other people that he portrays.
It's not really about anything that I say. It's all about the energy that I'm giving off. It's like I try to be very calm, very friendly, and very genuinely interested in what the person has to say. You know, it's not like I'm a journalist that's coming and I'm very official. You know, I like to say that the photography and the camera just comes secondary. All I'm doing is walking around just having conversations with people. And, you know, I think the naturalness really comes through in the photos. That the Humans of New York doesn't really feel like someone going around and interviewing people on the street. It feels like someone just going and having conversations and learning about people. And, you know, I think that's kind of what adds to it, making it special.